Sergeant Beast Larson. Going to talk about cell extractions a little bit. I got a vest on. It's not the same vest you use in a cell extraction, but I like putting my vest on. Makes me feel safe. Gets me in the right mind frame. This is a little bit. In academies, they teach a little bit. They show you, might even show you on a chalkboard about cell extraction. They run through it really quick. You may grab and kind of walk through real slow, but it doesn't prepare you. You're not really going to be ready. And a lot of times people are afraid to ask questions. So I'm going to talk through a few things. I also want to point out, this is for police also. When I was on the police department, before I retired, I did several cell extractions because once they found out I was the SWAT guy, they're like, hey, let's grab him. He's a SWAT guy. So I got nominated, volunteered and asked. I'd be at the county jail dropping somebody off and they'd say, come with us. In the county jail, it was a lot different than a prison. A lot of times their CERT team couldn't respond or wouldn't respond, or it didn't warrant the situation. So they would gather up a few guys. They'd try and find some guys, guys that could fight. That's what this really revolves around. They're looking for guys to fight. Somebody that knows how to handle and take care of themselves. The first extraction I did as a police officer went totally crazy. The short version, can you help me? Yes, I got to check my lieutenant. I call him. He said, yeah, go ahead. It's the end of your shift. Go ahead, have fun. I was a Monadnock PR-24 baton instructor. That was another key element because I always had the baton with me. So we go upstairs, they get the gear out. We got vests, helmets, gas masks, get everything set up. And they said, okay, this guy did such and such, a little bit of intel. We're gonna go down and get him. You'll be guy number 4. You'll be fourth one to enter. We're gonna spray it. He's in a cell. He's got a big wool blanket. He's an old guy. We think he's a Vietnam vet. They kind of weren't being very respectful to him being a vet. However, he had assaulted one of the deputies in a jail and he refused to come out. So we have to go get him. They didn't stop to think the history. This Vietnam vet might have a flashback. He might be going through something and their basic normal tactics weren't going to work. So we get down to the door. The plan was, give him instructions, he doesn't come out, shoot him with a pepper ball gun. If that doesn't work, and they're going to just fill the cell full of spray. Big 7% can, big can, supervisor can. Okay, so I'm lined up, got everything. I got my stab vest on, my bulletproof vest on. Police officer, got my baton ready in my hand. Pepper ball gun, he's all covered up. Oh, we can't shoot him with a pepper ball gun. We'll spray him. So they open the door and spray him. Find out the guy in there's, he's an older man, he's about 70. He's naked, wraps in a blanket, refused to come out. They put a second can of spray in there, refused to come out. They said, okay, we're gonna go in and get him. Well, what's the plan? Well, we open the door, we run inside, we grab him, put him on the ground, handcuff him. Okay, do you have any details? There's 4 of us, what are we doing? We all going in, we're gonna rush him, we're gonna hit him, put him on the ground and cuff him. So right away, SWAT guys are very, very detailed in their assignments. Everybody going through, 4-man, 5, 6, 10, everybody's got a plan, a direction, everything. This was the exact opposite. So right away, I got this feeling like it's gonna go down wrong. And it did. They get ready, sergeant opens up the door, there's 4 of us. The door opens, next thing I know, 3 guys are behind me pushing and I am in the cell by myself. Baton in my hand. I go to charge him. I said, get on the ground, I'm gonna hit you. And I'm getting ready to do the front jab. I got it in one hand, I want to block. Gonna do the front jab to him. He said, I'll get on the ground. He landed on the ground, put the cuffs on him, that was it. That went wrong really bad. I'll tell you about my first extraction down at Hays State Prison here in just a minute. Everybody wants to be the shield man. Let's talk about the shield man. Let me grab my demonstrative tool here. It's a walker. It's great because I can hold it and I can demonstrate and move it and show you some things you can still see through and see me. But first, the best job, and I've done a lot of extractions as police, they've went all totally different each time, done a bunch in a prison, and they went pretty much the same all the time. Because in the prison world, it's more planned. Everything is planned. It's not spontaneous, it's planned. So before I tell you about being the shield man, we're gonna work our way backwards. There's a 4-man team that enters, and the supervisor, we'll talk about the supervisor. He's gonna brief you. He's gonna tell you everything, tell you why you're there, answer the questions. He's gonna make assignments. Okay, shield man, left arm, right arm, legs. He's gonna tell, he's pointing to people. Usually they handpick people. And once you get to do an extraction and you do well, supervisors remember and they talk. They say, hey, let's grab this guy. I like him, I like him. So you want to be on this team, you got to prove yourself. One way to prove yourself is to come into work looking like you've been working out, talk about working out, be in shape. You want them to know, you want them to pick you because you're strong. You also want them to pick you because you got a good mind and make good sound decisions, good quick decisions. You're a thinker. You can think and you can react. You're good on your feet, good with your hands. Good with your hands in many ways. I don't mean you're a good puncher. I mean good with your hands. So you want to get to be on this team. Well, this video is going to help you. If you're police and you get called in, you need to know this. If you're corrections and you want to be on a team, or you've done some extractions, but you're not great, you want to become the shield man, you want to work your way up, you want to be the dog, gets to walk around with the shield being number 1, walk around going like this and flexing, showing muscles, giving that mean look. The first one goes into the GP door, general population, so everybody else looking, or you go into the tier, the behavior unit. Everybody wants to be that number 1 guy. I was the number 1 guy. I walked in with that shield. They knew Sergeant Beast Larson was coming. They knew Payne was coming. It was hammer time. I would yell, it's hammer time, and they knew. Sergeants, when you give your briefing and you do all this, you get up to the door. The one thing I ask that was never done, and I ask and they never did it, before you go in, you need to let that shield man look through that window. Let him see what's going on in there. Don't just tell him this. Yes, we've been in the cells are the same, you know this. But you know some guys have 97,000 legal materials laying around. Suitcases, maybe he's handicapped and he's got a chair in there. Maybe there's crutches in there. Let that first guy that goes in your shield, man, let him peek through that window. Don't just rush to the door and rush him in. Give him that benefit of the doubt. Supervisors, let him look in that window. That's a challenge to you. Now, as I explain all this, some of you watch this and have a great deal of experience, and congratulations on earning that experience and being a part of the team. Certain guys do this a lot. Congratulations. If you're an expert, I'm proud of you because you've done this a lot. You're watching this, you're still alive. You're still healthy. Take your knowledge and share it with those closest to you. This video is going to help people that's not close to me. People that aren't around me don't get to do anything like this with me. Or they're scared to ask questions. Okay, supervisor, we're starting with the guys on the leg. If you haven't watched my other videos, you need to watch pressure points, stunning techniques, and strikes. Because what I'm going to talk about here summarizes all of that, but you need to know how to do this and how to do it together. So as the team goes in, the leg man is number 4. And the object, get the inmate, get him in a controlled position, get cuffs on him, get ankle cuffs on him. So the leg man's got the ankle cuffs, the big old ankle cuffs with a long chain. You get them tucked in your pants. Make sure they're in a good place you can reach them with either hand. Don't stick them where it's only right hand because you might get stuck in a corner like this. Accessible, both hands. Okay, I'm going to turn around because I want to remind you. Tibial nerve, common peroneal nerve, side of your leg. Femoral nerve, inside of your leg. Quad muscle, major muscle, striking area. Here's targets. Calf, common peroneal, thigh, femoral nerve. Nerve strikes, shock the system, even if they're on drugs. Now, if they're on meth and got some bath salts going on, you can't hit somebody once and get through the bath salt situation or the meth situation. Remember this. So they go in, shield man hits the inmate, they're on the ground, everybody's grabbing. Here's the rule. 2 rules. You don't go in there, it's not a free-for-all. You don't have 4 people doing Mike Tyson on that guy. And you got to remember there's cameras behind you watching you. And some of the cameramen are really good. Some of them are really bad. Some of them want to get in and zoom in and try and catch every little thing that you do. Keep in mind the camera's watching what you do. Watching what you do. Cameraman sometimes. So they go in, you go to grab their legs. If the inmate's laying face down, that's what you want so you can get him cuffed. If he's laying face down, the leg man, hit his legs. When you're going in, this is planned use of force. You're not going to go in and give him instructions and say, oh, if you don't do this, I'm going to hit your leg. It's past that. Shield man's already blasted him off the wall. Come in, give him a couple strikes. Punch, hammer fist. Remember? Watch the jackhammer movie. Learn how to jackhammer. If he's laying face down, this is your target. Calf, hamstring, common peroneal. Give a couple shots. Get those ankles together. Cross them and bend them up. You know how you tell an inmate to kneel down, cross your ankles? Get his ankles crossed. Use your body weight. Get your hands locked and push on him. You leaning and you're pushing like this is stronger than his legs trying to force out. He's not doing leg extension, leg curls in the gym. He's an inmate. Your upper body and your body weight should be stronger than his. Okay, leg man, here's a hint. You need to be bench pressing, doing some arm and shoulder work, some curls, some tricep presses, some side lat raises. You need to be doing that. You need a strong back, some rows, bar row, dumbbell row, a little bit of deadlift, squat leg press. You need that power. Here's a hint. All 4 of the guys on the team need to have that. So basically you need to work out head to toe. So the leg man, what's your job? Take his legs away so he can't kick anybody. He can't wrap his legs around anybody. You don't want him scissoring and locking in place where they can't get him away from the other officers. So leg strikes, get his knees or his ankles crossed right between his knees down, bend them up. Bend them up like this. Make an X out of them, push them up. You do a good job as a leg man, you get his legs wrapped up and done that quick, you're going to impress that sergeant watching. Say the inmate falls to his back. He's like this. What do? You got leg shots. Quad muscle, femoral nerve. You're by his legs. Reach out there, hit him a couple times, get his ankles and twist and turn. If you need to turn and roll him over, you got to communicate with your buddies. Roll him over, roll him this way, roll him that way. You may see the body, grab his ankles and turn them. He's going to go the way you turn an ankle like a steering wheel. Turn those feet. Get him rolled over, get him crossed, get him under control. That's taking half of his fight game away. Leg man has a very important job. Okay, let's go to the arm guys. We'll cover this at the same time. Left arm, right arm, it's not going to matter. You're not grabbing the wrist and wrestling and struggling. None of this, all of this like this, twisting and twisting and pulling. Okay, here's what the arm guys got. Radial nerve right here. Hit that thing. Radial nerve. Muscle, bicep, tricep. Hit it. Frog it. It's like what you guys do up in control booths, what you do in the bathroom when you're walking around signing door charts or whatever. You punch your buddy, you knuckle him. Hit his arm, grab it and turn it. Arm bar. It's called the hammer lock when you take the wrist and you pull it up behind here. Hammer lock. Arm guys need powerful upper bodies. Grab it, twist it, turn it the way it needs to go. Turn, strike. Turn, strike, strike. This is distraction. Hit him up here and distract him. Frog him. You got this part of the body. Put a knee in his rib cage. Hit in the rib cage. It's called soften him up. Grab that wrist and go. Now let me throw this in. If you're the feet man, the leg man, you're the arm guy. When this guy gets into control, which means get him in a position to handcuff him. When he's cuffed and he stops, you stop. When he stops, you stop. Just like two hands. He stops, you stop. That's very hard to learn how to do. When I interviewed for the CERT team, one of the questions that they asked, because I was retired police and my background was SWAT, I taught use of force. I taught defensive tactics for 9 years on the sheriff's department, and they said, the lieutenant said, when you talk about doing all this, you talk about being bad, you talk about having this knowledge, can you stop? And I said, faster than anybody you know. Why? Because I've been in a lot of situations and I've learned, and you have to. If you don't stop, you go overboard. It's called excessive force. You get sued, you end up in prison. Guess what? I've carried a gun for 34 years and a badge. And I'm teaching this in my basement because I've never been sued, not arrested, not in trouble, not excessive force. Talk with IA. They praise me for being in control and for stopping instantly. You can learn to do it. It's called practice. Arm guys, you coordinate work with a leg guy. Coordinate with a leg guy. Talk about what you're going to do. Because the sergeant behind you is going to say, stop resisting, stop resisting, stop resisting. That's what you do. It needs to be told, and it needs to sound good, and it needs to be there. That element needs to be there, because as soon as that inmate stops and you guys stop, grab the hands, cuff him. You're going to turn around, look at Sarge, he's secure. Get the ankle cuffs on, he's secure. Then you're going to plan how to roll him over, get him up, give him treatment if he's been sprayed, medical look at him. If he's been tased, medical look at him, whatever it needs to happen. Okay, think about this. You want to be on a team? Learn these things, practice this, have this in your head so you can go up and say, Sarge, Lieutenant, I want to be on the team. I want to be on the team. Let me be the arm guy. I'll work on the arm. Let me be the leg guy. Prove to him. Everybody wants to be the shield man. I'll be shield man. But if everybody wants to be shield man and you can't, then these guys want to be like, if I can't do it, I don't want to do it. Don't be that way. Be a part of that team. Work your way up. Prove yourself. Okay, we've covered. Sergeant, let the shield man look in the window. Okay? Do that for me. Do that for everybody that's ever been shield man. Give them that second sneak peek. And here's one of the reasons why. This is the one time that really bugged me. They didn't let us do that. It took us up there. They already sprayed this guy. They already sprayed him twice. Things was out of control. They told me he was head of his set in the gang. He's covered in baby oil, and the floor is covered in baby oil. So everything's going to be slick. Well, the sergeant that sprayed him wasn't in the health to go in and be the shield man and go in. He had another guy, and then he had two big young guys that had never done extractions, but they wanted to, had great desire. So the other sergeant, he was also had been a previous cert guy on a team with me. So it would be two guys with good experience and then two brand new guys. So in the back of our mind, we knew half would be great and half wouldn't be great. We go, they call me down there. They're like, hey, we want you to switch. Well, everybody in that lockdown dorm, one-man cells, had only seen and thought that it was the other sergeant on front. So when we switched outside and came in, they still thought it was him and didn't know it was me. So we get up to the door. I grabbed a sheet, an extra sheet. They said, we're just going to be covered in oil and floor in oil. I don't want to slip on the oil. I want good footing because I don't want to fall down and have an inmate jump on me, and then I'm fighting from the bottom. I'm using my head. So I got the sheet. They didn't let me look in there because if I looked in the window, I would have seen the oil was not on the floor and not on the inmate. He just said that. But he was trying to cover his window up so we couldn't tell. When we got to go in there, the window wasn't covered. The sergeant was looking at him, gave him instructions. This is your final instruction, turn around, do such and such. And he said, no, cussed at us. I needed to look in that window to know this. But I was ready. When the door opened, I threw my sheet on the floor and I said, there's no oil. The inmate picked up his mattress and he said, come on. And you know what I said? Now it's time to talk about what shield man's job is. This wasn't my first extraction. This was about extraction number 15. Had a lot of experience, had a reputation. I come in with the shield. I'm down low and I come up and I see him with that mattress. So now I know that mattress is going to cushion him. What does that mean? I need to hit him even harder than anybody ever because I need to get through that mattress and him hit off the wall and the mattress fall to the ground. So when he picked that mattress up, and he was about 40 pounds heavier than me, and he said, come on. I took 2 steps and I had the shield and I went like this and I was going to pinch my finger. I jackhammered him off that wall so hard it knocked him out. He fell to the ground. I put the shield down. We grabbed the mat. Me and the other sergeant grabbed the mat, pulled it over. He's starting to wake up. We're trying to get his hands, get him rolled over. We did a couple brachial stuns, couple strikes, nerve strikes right here. Remember we talked about those in that video. Get him rolled over. Guess what? Them other two young guys were still standing in the door, and the sergeant was telling them to go. He's got the camera, shows two of us go in and two standing at the door. Got two cameramen back here behind the sergeant going like this, and they're like, hey, so-and-so, why aren't you going in there? And here come another experienced officer along, push them two in there so that we'd have 4 men so we can get the shackles on his legs. Now this is going to happen to you too. That's why I'm telling this story. New guys, they get scared, they're going to be nervous, there's a lot of pressure. There's adrenaline flowing, they're burning calories and energy by the second. The time it takes to get a team, get dressed up, get this on, helmet, gas mask, arms, legs, go through your debrief, 15 minutes go by. These guys have burned so much calories, their body's locked in position, their legs are about to be weak. That's why you need to be in a gym working out, so you don't get weak. Everything turned all right, we didn't get hurt, and that happened to be the inmate that tried to spit on me. Threw that elbow like that. He went to spit in my face, put the elbow right between his eyes, cut his head open. Remember me talking about that elbow? That was him. Bam! I hit him with the shield, knocked him out, hit him with my elbow right here. Dazed and confused. Shield man, what's your job? Your job is to get through that door and hit him, get him stunned. And how you stun him? You need some powerful legs. You need to be squatting and leg pressing. When you go to that gym, every time you're in that gym and you're squatting, leg pressing, you're thinking, I need to have the strength and power to drive a 250, 300 pound inmate, 350 inmate, off balance, all the way back to that wall. I need to overpower with my power legs. You want to be the shield man? That's your biggest challenge. Strong legs and hips. You need some power. And usually shield guys are bigger guys. At 200 pounds, I was number 1 shield man. I was prime. Bam, prime. Got some shield men, got some guns. Let me tell you, there's another story here. We're almost done. Shield man, you need to come in and hit that guy. Jackhammer him, bobblehead him, real quick, get this thing down. Now, you got guys on the arms and on the legs. What do you think your job is? Here we go. Infraorbital is very dangerous because of the nose, because of body fluids, drug addicts, thin membrane, blood, snot. You don't want that on your hand. So let's go back. Temporomandibular joint, hypoglossal. Suprascapular strike. When you're striking down, right here. That's why I put this vest on. See the straps? Strike right down on his shoulder muscles. So as he's coming down, shield man, don't knock him off the wall. Get him good and dazed. And then turn around and punch him in the nose and eyeball. Stop punching in the nose and in the eyeball. Stop punching right here underneath this part right here. This is not the bullseye. Use striking techniques on the nerves, on the muscle groups, not the nose group. The nose group constantly can get you in trouble. Think about these things here. Grab that head, turn and twist it, get control. You have good control and stunning up here. They got the arms, they're stunning him. Shield man, while you're doing this, you can reach down, have a good strike right down in here. Take some breath out of him. You're not killing him, you're taking his breath away. You're distracting him. So you got some distraction going on like this, shield man. Arm guys, distracting, arms, arms, arms. In here, the leg guy, he's hitting femoral, quad, common peroneal, hamstring, tibial, bottom of the calf. So think about all those things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Low abdomen, knock the wind out. Sides, radial, arms, brachial plexus, tie-in, coming across. See what I'm doing? I'm lining this body up. You guys practice this. Watch my other videos. Stunning techniques, pressure points, strikes. Look at this, practice this and then put this together. Put this together. Kick, 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 hit. In here, coming across right here. Suprascapular strike. Think about this stuff. Hit the major muscles. Hit these nerve strikes. Distract him and get him and roll him over. Don't sit there and try and wrestle and twist. You can do this. I can do this for an hour and wear 4 people out. I'll wear them out and then I'll say, give me a new team. Let me wear them out. Don't struggle with people that know how to struggle. You strike and hit to make it stop. Distract them and move it. Move them arms in the back. Move them up and back. Oh, by the way, this is my cert shirt here from Hays State Prison from the Commissioner's Challenge 2017. My silver shirt, I know it's covered up with my vest. I'm all excited. Got my shirt, my vest on here, my tactical pants. You know why I always wear black in the videos? Because once a SWAT guy, always a SWAT guy. Cert guy wore a little bit of a charcoal gray, but I started as a SWAT guy in black. So I always wear black. Range masters wear brown pants. Instructors wear brown pants. They've worked a job, now they become instructor. I was SWAT before I was an instructor. Once SWAT, always SWAT. So I always wear black. Black. Black's color of a ninja too, you know that? See, I'm getting all worked up. So you want to be on extraction team? Think about these things. What you do with the legs, what you do with the arms, with the body, with this. Once you get them over in their handcuffs, you get the leg shackles on, then you coordinate, you roll and sit them up. That's the easy part. You have to be ready for the mountain, but you got to be gentle as a lamb sometimes too. And sometimes the extraction team comes in and you roll through and the extraction guy's ready to do it, and that guy, inmate, he'll fall on that floor with his arms out, and you got to stop right then. What happens right then? Shield man, cover his head and his neck, cover him up really good. The arm guys are going to come grab his hands, put them behind here, cuff these real quick. Feet guy, put the shackles on here. That's why they need to be accessible. Be ready, because they'll go from active and aggressive to all of a sudden, I'm passive, lay down, I don't want anything. They're doing it for show. And once you get in there, you got to go from just like this to put the cuffs on. Okay, I'm going to roll you over, inmate. You're all right, everything's fine. We're going to get up, we're going to go over here. We need to move to this building, to this cell. Give him instructions, get up and do it. Don't just stay in that cell. Remember, there's eyes watching. All the other inmates and the cameras are watching. Be professional. Enjoy this. Love this. Want to be the team. Want to be the guy. Want to be doing this all the time. Love it. But be professional. Be polite. And do the right thing. Let me tell you one last story here. We'll be done real fast. My very first cell extraction at the Hays Prison, I was on the CERT team. Lieutenant says, okay, Larson. Okay, beast. And he's talking, going like this. Okay, beast. You said use a power lifter, use a strong man. Let me see what you got. We got a guy who's been in his cell. He's an older guy. He was in his 40s. I don't know, about 230, 235. He'd been all weekend. This was Monday. He'd been in his cell all weekend naked, going crazy. Like, okay, he's on drugs. He's on drugs. And we did have a chance to peek in there because we were trying to talk with him. He happened to be the head of the inmate maintenance. Did all kind of stuff, and it was just totally bizarre. We're trying to figure out why, other than obviously he's on drugs. So we tried to communicate a little bit more than normal. It got to the point where he's not even listening. He can't even do anything. I mean, like head spinning around like poltergeist spinning. So we get lined up. He says, okay, beast, you're going to be the shield man. Let me see what strong man can do. So you know how a cell is. Toilet's right here by the door, and you got a lot of space between the toilet and the wall. He's standing 1 foot in the toilet, 1 foot out. Guy's butt naked. So, and you guys worked in the prison, you understand this, the different challenges of dealing extractions or dealing or fighting with naked inmates. Usually they got body oil all over their body, or toothpaste, soap, something like that to be slickery. Slickery is a word if you work in a prison. That means they're highly slicked up. You laugh now, because you all seen this. So we get to the door, we got everything. I've seen, I'm prepared, I'm ready to go. I'm like this, I got 3 dudes that are about 240, 270 leaning over on me. So now I got all this weight on me, and I'm thinking, guys, that ain't smart to lean on somebody. You know, keep their chest tight where they can't expand their lungs, so you're taking my oxygen away. I'm like, hey, back up, give me a little bit of breathing room. So now we're backed up, you know, they're just got the hands touching. You always have that hand touch, so you know when they're ready to go. Lieutenant says, okay, come on, beast, I'm gonna open the door, you're gonna go get him. Okay, he opened the door, I come through, boom, I hit that inmate so hard, he went from the toilet to the back wall. Yep, and it knocked him out. And when I gave him the jackhammer like this, it wasn't called a jackhammer yet. I was just the technique that I was doing. Threw him down on the floor, and they're like, I'm still doing this to him because it was shocking him. Not electrically shocking him, but shocking his central nervous system. Stunning, shocking. And they're like, get rid of the shield, and they're pulling the shield. It's funny. It's funny, I never forget that. I hear this voice coming from Sir Compton. So I'll dedicate this to you, Sir Compton, for what you told me. Larson, please let go of that shield. You remember saying that to me? I'll put this in the message. I'm going to tell him about this. He's got to watch this. Please let go of that shield. So we get the shield let go. We get him all wrapped up. Cuffs, wrapped up meaning cuffed, handcuffed, leg shackles. Now we got to take him out, take him up to medical because he had been sprayed. And we're trying to deal with him, cover him up with a sheet. And we're trying to carry him up there. He is not cooperating. Handcuffed, leg shackle. I've never seen anybody wiggle a worm so much in my life. And we're walking up there and turn around and look. And next thing I know, he's got the lieutenant's boot in his mouth trying to bite through his boot. He had an Under Armour boot trying to bite through his boot to his toes. And we did a nerve strike and he spit the boot out of his mouth to say he stopped biting the foot. We're like, man, this is bizarre. We keep going, we get him up there, we're carrying him, he's all slickery from sweat and from the water and from the mace. We get him up in the medical, we get him laying down on the bed, he reaches over and I told you in the other video, he tried to bite Sir Compton in the leg on the inner thigh. And I was like, bam, bam, bam. I gave him 3 hammer fist brachial stun right here. Well, like that. And it was loud, it echoed all the way down the infirmary. Lieutenant come around, what's going on? I said, you tried to bite him, I just gave him a couple brachial stuns. And he's like, what do you mean you gave him a brachial stun? I said, brachial stun right here. And he's like, okay. I said, it's a nerve strike, okay. He's like, what in the world are you doing to him? That stopped his head from spinning and that stopped his biting. You gotta think through things. I'm sitting there holding the arm and I'm watching and I'm thinking, if he's gonna do this, what do I do? If he tries to bite him, how am I gonna stop it? If this is gonna happen, what am I gonna do? This is what's gonna make you a good guy to be on an extraction team. The guy that's always thinking, what if? If he does this, I do that. If his arm's up here, I do this. If his leg goes here, I do that. That's how you get on the team. So watch this video, watch the other videos you have to watch. This is a series. This series builds. Sometimes I get talking a long time. I know this is a long video. This is going to get you pumped up. Go to the gym. Go do some push-ups, jumping jacks when you get done watching this. But think about it. Each part that I've said. If you're the supervisor, what do you have to do? Let them look in the window. You give them a good brief. You give a good assignment. You know how to do that. You're reciting from a page. Let them look through that window for a second. If you're the leg man, think about all the leg striking points and how to get the legs crossed. Roll them and cross them. If you're the arm guy, think about your striking points. Distract him, get them cuffs on. The sooner you can get him cuffed and leg restraint and get it over with, the less chance of him being injured, the less chance of you being injured. We can't get injured in this. And the less chance of there being problems, meaning being sued or criminal problems and somebody saying it's excessive force. So this is time and speed is of the importance. Get through, get the job done quick, secure him, be done with it, get him up on his feet. You're the shield man, hit that shield hard. You need to work your legs hard, your upper body, your bench press so you can push hard like this. Push hard like this. I'm still benching 375 at age 50 doing cell extractions at the prison. So when I hit somebody hard like this, they're going off the wall. And they have to wake up when they hit the ground. That's what it means, hit that hard. It's your job. So practice, train, talk through this, walk through this. Find somebody who is just as interested as you are in this. Do some practicing. And then when you're in that prison, you're talking to sergeants, say, hey, we've been working on this. We watched this video, we've been learning. We're doing this. This is to help you at home. Because you go in and ask questions, you're going to get treated in the prison like, oh, you should know, everybody knows. It's all this macho stuff like you learned this in the academy. No, you didn't learn this in the academy. They're not going to tell you anything I said. They're not going to talk to you and present it to you like this. Learn this. This is why I'm doing these videos, so one-on-one in the privacy of your home, wherever you're at. Get some instruction from some experience. For those guys that have done this a bunch, done it more than me, congratulations. Share your knowledge. Help these new guys. They're there. They want to learn. Teach them. Train them. It's above and beyond being the FTO, the field training officer. You need to teach them. Teach them physically, through their muscles, through their actions or techniques. Teach them mentally. Prepare them mentally for these things. And prepare them emotionally for this. Because when they go through do their first one and they get done, the inmate might be bleeding. He might have a knot on his head or on his cheek. Everybody's going to want to be off, when you're done and the camera's turned off and you go around the corner, everybody's high-fiving, fist pumping, hugging, love, give me some love, bro, give me some love. Everybody's all about that. This guy, for his first extraction, is going to be wound up. Stick with him and watch him and make sure he's not racing his heart too much to be a problem. Make sure he can calm down and understand what happened, and then talk to him and prepare him that this is going to happen again. Tell him he did a good job, or tell him, critique him, tell him how he can improve or what to be different or what the inmate did. Help him. Because you take a young officer and he goes through an extraction and it's a good positive one, a good result, good ending, and he does pretty good, you hook this officer to be a better officer, and he'll improve. He'll want to be one day, be the shield man, and then one day he's going to want to be the sergeant and help to teach others. That's the final point I'm making. Teach those, develop those, so that they can later promote and teach and continue with the right way to do things. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed every minute I did talking about it, telling these stories, sharing this, how things went right and went wrong. They're shutting down schools today, this coronavirus. They're shutting down travel. They're stopping, Disney's closing, all these things are closing. The inmates and the criminals, because so much public activity is stopped, you know what they're going to do? If you study crime patterns, crime's going to go through the roof. And the inmates are going to say, like they do on holidays, hey, these guys want to get home for Christmas, let's do this. We're going to do this, we're going to make them do an extraction and stay here all night so they can't be by their family. So this is going to be put out there on Facebook and be loaded on Friday morning. It's Thursday night right now. Friday morning, you've got to watch this for this weekend before your shift. Be prepared for the inmates to be out of control, because they're going to use this coronavirus against you. They're going to make you feel like they're dirty. They don't care. They're doing life and going to die. So they're going to push your buttons. They're going to push a situation. They're going to force you into a use of force. They're going to force you to spray, force the team to go in and get them. So I hope you've watched this video and you enjoy it. It helps you a little bit. Be safe. Always be safe. You got people to go home to. Till the next time, Sergeant Beast Larson, I'll see you soon. Give them the beast.